I'm making this video about physical media primarily because I watched an IGN video of Christopher Nolan talking about the slow death of physical media and how it's fucked. When I go to a random local shop and they sell DVDs, and they sell them cheap as hell, because who the hell wants a DVD? A DVD is a old format, extremely old. Bitrate is shit. Can't store anything worth a damn. Quality is 480i. The image quality sucks. Upscaling can only do so much for a DVD. Some upscales look stunning. I've seen several examples of DVDs where they're upscaled to 1080p or even 4K, and my mind is absolutely blown. But when you go to these local shops and you're going to buy a DVD, you're going, hey, alright, not the best quality, but cheap movie, don't care. Sometimes you get a used movie, and the used movie, you know, there's like some history there. You get this feeling that you're holding something someone once had. And you see the damage that the case may have had. Sometimes they write their fucking names on it for some reason. So it's kind of cool, but a little annoying, but it's neither here nor there. And you can get a movie pretty cheap on DVD. But if you want a quality, you go for Blu-ray 4K. Now, I've seen a few examples of Blu-ray releases that just suck. Two that come to mind, well, technically this is a 4K that I'm bringing up. Terminator 2, one of the worst transfers I've ever seen in my life. There was a reason that fucking movie was single digits. Like, I think it was $790 or $750 when I got it. And I got that in 2019. So when you're buying an old movie in a new format and it's cheap as hell, there's a catch. I learned that the hard way with buying the first 3 Rambo films, which were some of my first Blu-ray releases I bought in 2013. I was really getting into Blu-ray back then. And the transfers were shit, but I haven't upgraded because they work. Simple as that. They work, they play, there's no skipping, so I have no need to upgrade. Ironically, depending on when I upload this video, this might be coming up after my previous video talking about the Star Wars trilogy and the importance of preserving the theatrical cuts, or the pipe dream of trying to get them on 4K Blu-ray. It's a pipe dream I know will never happen, but that's a great example, because when you're buying a Blu-ray, you're buying for the quality. When you're buying a 4K, you're buying for the quality. And what Christopher Nolan was bringing up in this IGN interview was that you're not getting the same quality streaming as you would for a 4K disc. I don't know why I didn't bring the movie here when I had the chance, but these 3 movies I'm bringing up here, there's a reason I'm bringing these 3 here. So for me, a great example of streaming versus 4K was Black Widow. Now, Disney doesn't really have the best 4K transfers, unfortunately. What I hate about getting these fucking 4K is they never, ever put the fucking IMAX stuff on the disc. They save that exclusively for streaming. I don't know why they do that. No, actually, I do know why they do that. So you have an incentive for your Disney Plus subscription. Because, oh, you can't get the 4K of Black Widow with the IMAX footage. No, you gotta stream that. Even though the streaming is gonna be compressed compared to a disc. A disc has more storage space. Granted, I think Disney doesn't use the best 4K discs, like the Blu-ray discs themselves. I think they're only like 60 some gigabytes, which is kind of pathetic. I'd have to put this into my computer. Well, I can't put it into my computer because I don't have a 4K disk drive for my computer. So maybe if I save up and get one of those, I can finally see how many gigabytes is on a 4K disc. But then we do the opposite to a company that I've shat on numerous times, Warner Brothers. And these are two of the best 4K Blu-ray releases I've ever seen. I didn't get through all of Space Odyssey yet, but in terms of a transfer, so I want to give you context here as to why physical media is so important even today. So this is a DVD set I've had since 2012. It's old. It was old when I got it. 2009, Jesus. So this set is old. And the last disc on here is Space Odyssey. So I'd heard from one of my favorite YouTubers, Aaron Isaac, that the Blu-ray of Space Odyssey was amazing. And I was like, yeah, but I got the DVD, it came in the set, I don't need to upgrade. Who gives a damn? Then, on a whim, because Best Buy actually had some decent deals, which is harder and harder to find, even though they're trying to kill physical media, I got this and was blown away. It was probably the most stunning 4K I think I've seen in my life. This has Dolby Vision. It popped on my TV. The colors looked so beautiful, so stunning. I could see so much more detail than I could with the DVD. So this is just an example of what 4K can do for older film. I mean, this is just in general for any movie that was shot on film. It's going to look better than any digital movie ever will. If you watch this compared to something like, say, Attack of the Clones on 4K, which I know is not really 4K, it's an upscale, then this just knocks it out of the park. Same with a movie like Blade Runner. Knocks it out of the park. And Blade Runner is one of the best freaking movies I've ever seen in terms of HD and 4K picture quality. It's baffling from the perspective of, I want a filmmaker's vision to come to life through what I'm watching, through whatever I'm watching the movie on. And I still think the best way to do that is on a disc or through some uncompressed form. And 4K Blu-ray is the most uncompressed you can get. You can have a 4K YouTube stream. You can have a 4K streaming. Black Widow was an example of that. When I got the 4K of Black Widow versus on Disney Plus, the 4K blew it out of the water. However, when I got a new router and I rewatched clips of the movie on streaming, it did look pretty damn great, but not as great as this. Though to be fair, I'm also a bit nearsighted. So maybe my eyes aren't the most objective eyes to judge picture quality, but they're the only fucking eyes I got. It's just crazy to me how physical media is just becoming more and more niche. It's not surprising, but it's just depressing. I remember 10 years ago going to Best Buy and seeing this big bid movie. It wasn't even that long ago, 2019, where I would go in and I'd see that $5 bin of Blu-rays or whatever the hell the price was at the time, and I would just go through it. And unfortunately now physical media hunting, or Blu-ray hunting as I like to call it, has just become a hassle to do in store. The Walmart near me has all the fucking Blu-rays and DVDs basically under lock and key. You gotta go get a Walmart worker to unlock it for you, which for me is kind of awkward to do because it just feels like I'm like asking someone to unlock the secrets of the universe or some classified thing when I'm just trying to get a DVD of a Disney movie or a Blu-ray of a Marvel movie or some shit like that. And Best Buy is killing its selection, so they're going to be off my shopping radar. Target's a joke. There's one puny little section at the Target I go to. And the sections where they used to have movies, they're basically taking them up with some random books. So the state of physical media is depressing. I mean, sometimes you get a gem or you get a bone thrown to you. I mean, we got Ed, Edd n Eddy on DVD. If you don't know this, Ed, Edd n Eddy was a bitch to find. The complete series of it. I even have a bootleg of it in binders somewhere. I don't know why I still have those discs, but I do. I'm just looking at my shelves going, this is a hobby I love. This is a hobby that is important to me because it's how I watched movies. Before I had DVD, I had VHS. Still have my VHS tapes in a closet, and I don't really watch those, but once in a while you want to be weird and watch a VHS tape. And I'm telling you, go back to videos I shot 13 years ago. When you tell me 13 years ago, okay, I feel old, but I was 14 when I was making those videos, or no, 14 when I was 15. Maybe I was 15, who gives a shit? It's just random thoughts in my head. I woke up at 6 in the morning. I don't know why, I didn't even sleep. So this is just a random disjointed video that I decided to shoot. I want to say the only good thing that might come from this hobby of mine becoming more niche is maybe getting deluxe releases. But that's only from like an Arrow Video or a Shot Factory or a Criterion collection. And even then they can fumble the bag and fuck up. I think Criterion really fucked up with their initial release of Citizen Kane on 4K. I don't remember how or why, but they did. And as I said, with Marvel movies, this should be a Dolby Vision 4K disc with IMAX footage, but it's not. And that's a shame. When I watch a Marvel movie now, the damn things are so uniform and boring in terms of their menus. They're just lame. It's a fucking GIF, basically, and all you have is this GIF with music in the background. You don't even get video clips. At least with Avengers Endgame, you got video clips. Now you just get a damn still image, and it's fucking annoying. I also just fucking hate how lame these releases are nowadays. I mean, they don't have any personality. And it's weird to say that about inanimate objects that you just watch movies on, but it's true. You don't get much disc art nowadays. You're lucky if you get disc art. I mean, Black Widow has disc art in the 4K. I'm not sure if Blade Runner has disc art. It might. Alright. Oh, and the case is this is a stackable case, and for some reason it comes with DVD discs. It's a weird set. It's like kind of hodgepodge. Like, I'm just looking at this thing. Like, it's a 4-disc set, but you're getting like, not to mention disc rots really become a problem in my collection over time. I mean, I was watching Clockwork Orange. The movie didn't have disc rot, but the bonus disc did, and that annoyed me. Granted, the bonus disc really didn't have anything important on it, and despite it having really bad disc rot, it played, it ripped to my computer, but it's just a quality control thing, really, at this point with physical media. And ironically, those releases that I'm complaining about are over a decade old, but they should still work. They shouldn't rot. I shouldn't worry about my movie collection deteriorating. I don't know if it's a humidity thing or an insulation thing in the basement, but it's annoying. It's becoming a problem. I got a dehumidifier, so that does something. But I just want to watch movies in great quality. You know, I don't want to rely on an internet connection. I want to pop a disc into a Blu-ray player and watch it. I got basically the perfect setup now. I could either use my stereo, or I can pull these out and watch a movie through my headphones, which won't disturb anybody above me or next door to me. Now, with all this rambling that I've just done, which I don't even know if I had a point other than fuck streaming, really. Unless it's something I don't really care about. Like, I've been watching The Wire with my dad, and the picture quality looks great. I'm at a point where I don't really have space to put TV shows like that down here. And streaming is convenient when it comes to TV. And it's probably better than it was when it was broadcast back in the day. So The Wire is like a show that was made in the 2000s. And picture quality looks pretty damn great. And the detail is stunning. And it's bingeable, it's easy to watch. It upscales well to 4K because I'm streaming it through my Fire Stick mainly. Rarely I stream it through the apps on my TV. But yeah, for TV, that's fine. It's just, you get invested in a format. And maybe this is getting a little too personal, but this is a hobby I love. I love looking at the discs. I love looking at the packaging. I love the tactile feel of it. I love the feeling of a disc in my hand. I like feeling the label. I like feeling the edges. I like the process of taking it out and putting it in the machine. You don't get that with streaming. It's so impersonal. You just sit on your ass, get your remote, and bam, you're watching something. Convenient, yes. But it just loses a ritual thing for me. And it is and was a ritual. When I was a kid, I would just spend time down here looking at this stuff. And now, because of my disc rod phobia, which isn't really irrational, especially on the shelf that I'm pointing to, where it's kind of notorious for disc rod, I can't. If I counted how many movies I've seen have Blu-ray disc rod, it's pretty bad. I might even replace a few of them just to be on the safe side. It just sucks that streaming is taking over. Studios are becoming more reliant on it, and you're seeing the slow death of a great hobby. And it's going to affect the film industry, unfortunately. And it's scary. I mean, I know film critics and essayists have done videos and have probably written articles discussing this topic far more articulate than I have. But at the end of the day, it just sucks. I'm a 90s guy. I grew up with watching movies on tape and disc. I mean, I've had streaming for really probably almost as long as I've been collecting, but I never really cared for it. Probably because at the time, the main way I would stream stuff was through my Wii. And I had a tube TV, and I didn't have all this fancy stuff that I have now. So I'm in a weird flux, if you will. I still use the streaming shit because I get all these movies with these digital codes, and I put the codes in to my Movies Anywhere app, which goes to Voodoo and Movies Anywhere and YouTube and all that shit. But convenience doesn't trump quality. With that in mind, live long and prosper. I'm probably going to make another video like this. When, I don't know. But hope you consider liking, subscribing, and looking at my other